walking along, thinking, listening to stuff. I've taken some Google Street View 360-degree photospheres. Just took 3 of them. Not the best quality at night. The iPhone 6s camera doesn't seem to work that well in low lighting with the app, the Google Street View app, it would seem. But nonetheless, there we are. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Like, as I advance in my age, I just turned 41, I'm really thinking of the future, things I want to do, my legacy, how to be remembered. But I tell you, like, in the last few years, my passion for, like, educating kids about ecology, conservation, about animals and the local ecosystem, how important they are, the kind of food web, how things are interconnected, habitat loss, all that jazz. And I've been really working hard to teach kids, young kids in my school, about how they can make a difference. And even a small difference is a big difference. How we can all make differences. I recently wrote a blog post on justjapanstuff.com about that. I think I called it Kids Can Save the World. And I gave a whole bunch of tips out there to parents and stuff, or teachers, about these little things that kids can do and you can do with kids to make a difference in the world, the natural world, and help it. And you got to get kids thinking, and you got to get grown-ups thinking that, like, even just small things make a difference. Because if enough people do small things, that becomes a big thing. Because a lot of people are, like, thinking that kind of Japanese shogunai approach, like, what are you gonna do, right? Nothing I can do about it, so might as well not try. But there are things you can do, and they're very easy. So I think I'm going to be writing more blog posts on Just Japan Stuff about this kind of topic. And of course, justjapanstuff.com is like the website that is the home of my podcast, the Just Japan podcast. But I am here in Japan. I am a teacher in Japan. I'm a parent in Japan. I'm someone who is hopefully molding children in a proper way in Japan, my own and others. And I want to continue this. Again, I become more and more passionate. I mean, you guys, if you follow my Birds of Kansai Facebook page, you'll see how into it I am. I mean, with my bird photography, my insect photography, the write-ups, I put a lot of information write-ups about different birds and insects and things I take pictures of, and I include information and links to teach you guys out there more about these amazing, incredible parts of our natural world. And again, I mean, this is something I've become more and more passionate about. And I guess, honestly, that's why you see less and less of me on YouTube. Normally, YouTube is generally pretty fluffy stuff, guys. Gonna be honest. And it's, in the past, my videos have normally been relatively fluffy, and a lot of other people's videos can be fluffy. Some people make some really, talk about important things and make statements, and yeah, I guess it just, maybe that's why I'm not really into YouTube anymore. It's just, I would rather focus my energies in what I see at this point in my life as kind of more meaningful. And I mean, I'm sorry guys, I'm not like trying to be like disrespectful or anything. I mean, I know you guys watch this channel and other channels about Japan to learn about Japan, but I don't know. Okay, so this is what I'm getting at. I think I'm going to continue writing more blog posts about teaching children about environmental stewardship. I will make Japan connections from time to time, of course. That's where I am. More blog posts about how parents can get more involved in the natural world, and in turn get their children more involved in the natural world, as opposed to just staying in their freaking houses and playing with devices and all that stuff, which that's the way things are. But you gotta get outside, and parents, you gotta get your kids outside. So I'm gonna continue with these posts, and possibly I think what I'm gonna do, maybe eventually, as I get more and more posts building up, I think I would like to turn it into a book. Honestly, I mean, now time is something I have very little of. Free time, but I think this is a project I'm going to work on over the next year. And I think I've been thinking about this for quite a while. The idea of like putting together a book, I think ever since I really started getting into like my Birds of Kansai Facebook page and teaching. I teach something called the International Baccalaureate Curriculum, IB curriculum, and that's very student-centered, very discovery learning, very inquiry-based. And since I've had the opportunity to start teaching this curriculum a few years ago, it's really made me, I think, a much better teacher, but a more innovative teacher, and a teacher who is more focused on connecting kids with the amazingness around them. So it's certainly opened my eyes to education and made me a much better teacher, a more exciting teacher, I think, a much more passionate teacher, because I get to really kind of focus my own passions and help guide students and share those passions with them in ways that I haven't before in the past with other curriculums, like, you know, UK curriculum I've taught, Canadian curriculum. But yeah, so a book about teaching children how to become environmental stewards and to help the world, because God knows this world needs help, man. Oh man, I mean, with all the dramatic weather events we're having with climate change, habitat loss, you know, so many species that when I was a kid were happy and healthy, now they're vulnerable, or even worse. It's it's our time to step up to the plate. I mean, us middle-aged people, and even, like, you know, millennials out there and stuff, and start encouraging children that they can make a difference, because, you know, because they can. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking of. This is where I'm at these days, guys. This is all I read about, anything I watch, and I read a lot these days about this, and I'm trying to write more. So, nonetheless, check out check out justjapanstuff.com, and of course that's where all my podcast episodes are. But you'll also see some links to I call it Nature Japan, and then there's like some just different write-ups with different critters, different bugs right now, a few different insects. As the migrants come in this fall, bird migrants start passing through the Kansai area, there'll be write-ups with different types of birds, write-ups about getting kids involved in ecology, getting kids just involved and outside in the natural world, more and more of that stuff. So go check it out, links below, all that stuff. And I'm gonna go home now and probably do a bit of writing.